Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, you may remember this particular machine was shown off the LA Auto Show. This is Hendrik Fisker and Galpin Autosports doing some special edition work to brand new Ford Mustangs, calling them the Rocket. Now this machine is, well, other than the hard points, they have rubbed over every nook and cranny of this particular machine, where it's, I guess you could say, all new from the inside out. A lot of new interior pieces, new exterior pieces, and they've even rubbed on that engine as well. It doesn't get the Coyote 5-liter normally aspirated V8. It gets a supercharged version of that particular machine, making 725 brake horsepower. Now again, these are the production versions. They're only going to build a handful of these for well over 100,000 US. But apparently Galpin Autosports and Hendrik Fisker are not done there. This is their all-new special edition machine. This is the brand new Thunderbolt. And again, just like the last one being a Mustang, you'll instantly recognize this as an Aston Martin Vanquish. Now, this thing still gets the 6-liter, normally aspirated V12, making 568 brake horsepower. And you see a little odds and ends that they actually worked on this, but a lot more comes out back. You notice the back glass is a lot different, the rear quarter glass are a lot different in this machine. So they've done a fair amount of work. And it's interesting to say, if they're going to build well over $100,000 is the Rocket's going to cost, how much is this thing going to cost? And better question yet, at least this is me thinking out loud, the Mustang, gorgeous. The Aston Martin Vanquish, super gorgeous. Why would you take two of the most beautiful machines on the planet and try to improve on them? Wouldn't you try to go after something that was maybe a little bit more ugly? Just me thinking out loud. So, be interesting to see how many they're going to build and how much these things are going to cost. Lamborghini is looking into their crystal ball, looking at a couple of special edition models that are coming down the pike. And there are a couple of blasts from the past. Yes, there is going to be a Huracan Superleggera. Now, I'm not 100% sure when this machine will arrive, but it will consist of the all-wheel drive system staying intact. Also, it's going to be going on a huge diet to try to really lose some weight to make it a real track day star. Another machine that they're looking at building is an LP610-2. Yes, it's going to be two-wheel drive, meaning it's going to be rear-wheel drive. Now, no word on whether it's going to be another Valentino Barboni edition, much like the Gallardo was concerned, so we'll have to wait and see on this. It's still supposedly at least a couple of years off, maybe a 2017 model for each of these machines, but it's going to be pretty exciting to see some special edition Hurricanes hopefully coming out very soon. Another person looking into their crystal ball is the folks over at Porsche. Porsche is actually looking at building, and they have officially confirmed, a 7th model inside of their lineup. And that's pretty much all they said. They wouldn't come out and say just what exactly they may have up their sleeve, which has got a lot of people frothing at the mouth of what exactly they've got going on over there, including the folks over at TopSpeed.com, who came up with 3 very interesting options for them to build. One of them building, like, say, the 918 Spyder. What if you built a non-hybrid version just underneath this, still mid-engine, still supercar-ish, but just without the hybrid drivetrain, a little bit less expensive and whatnot? That would be a very interesting model. What about the Panamera? What if you built a smaller sedan version of this, or even maybe, dare I say it, when they were rumored to be building a 2-door version of this machine, maybe going to be called the 928, a little tip of the hat to the old 928 Porsche from back in the day, or the one that'll really knock your socks off, according to the folks over Top Speed, a Model S Fighter, maybe all electric, maybe plug-in hybrid, maybe hydrogen. Very, very interesting to see just what exactly this is going to be. Now, that being said, they're talking about that this vehicle won't even see the light of day till 2018, so we got a fair amount of time to make a whole lot more speculation. Last up on the list, the Ford F-150, the all-aluminum machine, has surprisingly enough, and a lot of people were really wanting and interested to see just what exactly this machine was going to be all about. You know, aluminum's got somewhat of an interesting reputation. You know, aluminum cans are weak and they dent really easily. There was a lot of folks that were talking about that truck buyers just may not adopt an all aluminum machine, but after seeing a lot of it in action, especially some magazines actually taking a sledgehammer to them, and even though it cost a fair amount more to repair, not a huge amount, about $60 for steel versus $100 per hour, at least in the place that they actually took this particular machine. So the price was fairly the same, not to mention it took just a touch more time. So, I mean, it wasn't a huge amount of difference, but apparently that hasn't made any difference to Ford buyers. They have been gobbling these things up like candy. Now, I'm really keeping an eye on my local Ford store, who has a fair amount of all aluminum F-150s on the lot, and it looks like that sales trend may have cooled a tad bit, and the early adopters have gobbled up the ones that they want. Well, apparently now Ford is looking to shore up some more sales for this all-aluminum machine by looking at some crosstown rivals. Remember in one of the last episodes where he said that Ford may be building an all-EV little model that's going to take on that brand new Chevrolet Bolt? Apparently they're looking across town to Ram trucks. That eco-diesel, apparently 20% of all 1,500 Rams that are sold are now eco-diesels. That thing is selling like pancakes covered in crack, and apparently that's what the folks over the Ford Motor Company want to get in on. And they are developing a 3-liter turbo diesel to go inside the brand new F-150. I cannot wait to see what exactly the fuel economy numbers may be out on that particular machine versus that Ram 1500. It's a very interesting little fight going against those two crosstown rivals. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. If you want to jump on over to the Facebook page and like us over there, we'd appreciate it. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.